Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Do not worry if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling down. Hero and Serral are here to make your day a whole lot better with a best of 7 match from the maestros of the game. French tournament that's currently running. Finals will be played on the 27th of September. What do we have going on over here, my dear friends? We have a third Nexus coming out of Hero. Very quick. Quick third Nexus over here. Gateway, Twilight Council. Serral opens up with some... did not have the links in position. Wonder if Hero maybe could have finished that up. He decided not to. Serral already has quite a bit of creep. Look at that. Dude, he goes so fast with these tumors. So fast. 4 minutes and 25 seconds into the game, and we're already pushing this further than most people, consider normal. Third Oracle on the way here as well. So we're adding in 2 more gateways to bring us up to a total of 4. Double Oracle here right now. Looking for some damage. So far, no damage has been dealt. A lot of the time when we see Hero win games, this is off of the back of his good, solid early game, followed up by aggressive pushes that... well, try to kill the opponent, really. That's the reality of things. Just aggressive pushes with blinkers. A little bit less powerful in the late game than for example, Classic. Classic, I think, is probably one of the better late game players in PvZ. We've seen him take out Serral as well recently a couple of times in that late game situation. But Hero more of like a mid game player, early to mid game players. Indeed, just gonna find an angle here. Gets 2-3 workers. Takes out a couple of tumors as well. And the movement continues on. Does he get the scout here as well on the forward base? Yes, he does. Does not want to clear these tumors though. Says, I don't care much about that. Extra gas is being taken. Fast Templar Archives as well. So we have 4-gate blink. Not necessarily very committed. Into a quick Templar Archives. Couple extra gateways. We're lacking a forge still, by the way. Please do note this is all being done off of a no forge opener. No +1. No nothing. Which is interesting and quite rare, to be honest. We don't see this every day. We have a continued Oracle pressure here with these 3 bad boys. Trying to clear some of these tumors out. Queens are going to push this back. Serral's at 72 workers against 66. And starts his roach production. So there is a personal rule that I like to use. And that's whenever you see a roach out of a Zerg player, it generally means an all-in. Majority of the time, roaches mean all-ins, or it means that they really want to defend against something that you're going to be doing. Against Stalkers, most of the time we don't really want roaches, because Stalkers have a good damage type. They deal more damage against armored, and roaches are armored. So usually we see Ling Hydra defenses. Serral had a good early game, definitely could have gone for that. Instead, what we're seeing here is more Hydras in the mix. No extra drones coming out here whatsoever. Rocks are being attacked. Does not want to be flanked here from the bottom side. Does not want to be flanked here. The flank shows up. More links on the way as well. And this Stalker army is not that big. 2 stages in the far back. 1 roach in trouble. 2 roaches in trouble. So the links are going to get caught. We get a big blink back. Maybe he can clear 1 more roach here. Does not want to risk it, as he's just going to move away. Behind all of this, we have a fleet beacon and 2nd Stargate. Very late +1, but it's gonna come down here. Extra cannons on the way here too. It feels to me like Hero is aware of the fact that this is a low worker count, and indeed, we're slowly but surely kind of morphing this game into a 3.5 base all-in out of Serral. He's going to have an upgrade lead, but he will be fighting into Storm with an army that isn't known to withstand Storm very well. +1 on the way, Tempest coming out. 8 minutes into the game, extremely quick Tempest here for Hero. As Charge is about to finish up and Stalkers make their way onto the map to see if you can touch the hearts of these roaches and Hydras on the other side. With some fat Stalker shots. Storms here are going to keep this safe. Serral's kind of going to get pushed back over here. But the problem for Hero right now is this complete lack of supply. Look at this. 192 supply to 126. We have a couple of Templars still in the mix. Hero is fighting very far away from his cannons as well as Tunneling Claws and Burrow start. Okay, Storm, Zoning Storm, doesn't really do a whole lot. We can get another Storm there, right on top of this army, feels okay. These Tempests now start shooting, but They're kind of in range of these Hydras as well. Another storm is going to hit smack bang in the middle. The Oracles are helping out. 112 supply to 153. Cannons in the back helping a lot as well. These trades might feel good for Serral, because you could say, oh, he's clearing a lot of the important units of his opponent. But one of the issues I have here is that Hero can just rebuild those important units, while Serral doesn't really have an ability to build cool units. Like, there is no Hive, there is no Lurker Den possibility. Hero wants to take a fort base right now, believing that he's held out. I am afraid of this fort base perhaps being his downfall. If he wants to commit to defending this, that could be an issue. Tempest are going to push back these Roaches on the right side. We have very little Hydras over here, as the Templar Stalker army is not going to be good enough for a hold here. Base will get rebuilt instantly. I think this is silly. I just don't think you can hold this position right now. Going to be going up to 5 Tempest. Infestation Pit on the way, 171 supply to 113. A 60 supply lead for Serral, and unless he gets these units in, I feel like it's going to be difficult for him to continue pushing, because Tempest will just hold all of this. However, this Roach Burrow, the Jaws of StarCraft 2 are going to be quite useful. Here we go. Burrow once more. Cannon does not get taken out quite yet. Stalker's now moving back as these Tempests get caught out of position. And the Hydras do actually get to touch them a little bit, and not in a way that the Tempests like. This is absolutely non-consensual here, as they get hit by these Groove Spines Hydras. 2 Tempests already going down. 3 of them will stay alive on the high ground. Couple of storms raining down as well. But once again, the fort base has been cancelled. Roaches are still sharking around in the main base. And now a Hive is on the way. So we're pretty much in the exact same situation as we were a minute, 2 minutes ago. But now there is a Hive on the way. The Infestation Pit is already done. We have slightly more gas income as well. Serral's already mining off of 8 gases. So the supply ratio pretty much remains the same. But the follow-up potential for Serral has just increased massively. Tempest count doesn't really grow very much. There's no Templar here either to help out. And that probably does mean that Serral slowly but surely is chewing away at whatever the hell it is that Hero is doing here. Mothership is now on the way. Oh, it is 132 to 166. There's also 81 workers though, that's 65. 0 Templar in the mix right now. Immortals are being added in. I think the problem for the Zerg player here is that whenever 5-6 Tempests come out and you have more than 3 Storms available too, life genuinely becomes very hard for Zerg. No matter which way you look at it. And the add-in of the Immortals here is great too. Ultralisk Cavern is a confusing building. Low numbers of Ultras will not do very well. And I don't think Serral can get out high numbers of Ultras. Like, low numbers of Ultras will just die against Stalker plus the 1 or 2 Immortals. And high numbers of Ultras I don't think are possible right now, because the eco isn't really there. We don't have the bank for that either. There's also no crazy good upgrades. Like, it's not like we have melee upgrades already. So it really is a bit confusing. We have a hole in the wall over here. Neat flank coming out of Serral. He's going to come in from 2 directions. Storms in the back. Will they be useful? Will they be used even? Do we have them? Yes, energy is now available. 1 storm, 2 storms, both in the front. As this flank might just actually end the game. Hydra's moving in. Chitinous plating on the way. Lunge on the way. All of these upgrades on the way. But they will not see any use in this game, as Serral's going to take the W before all of these things finish up. Mothership shows up now. That might make things a little bit more difficult. And there's a couple of storms available. We have this Mothership as well. 1, 2. And I get 1 more storm in. Now Time Warp is all. A Time Warp plus storm would have been crazy. We're not going to see that quite. And Serral just continues expanding as well. Like, he's a 5th base, there's a 6th base behind this. Viper showing up, Immortals being pulled in. There's just no Templar here. I actually do not see a way for Hero to hold over the next 10-15 seconds. The moment you start pulling in Stalkers, you know it's fairly over. And indeed, it is going to be fairly over. Mothership gets sniped. Hydra's moving forward. We get 1 more Stalker warp in, but without any workers remaining whatsoever here for Hero, Serral is going to be taking game number 1 here on Magannatha in a decisive fashion. And our second game is going to be here on Pylon, which already starts interesting. Serral disastrously forgetting to start any workers here. Now, this could be a mistake, but I don't think it is. It's going to open up with a 12 pool. Which is kind of cool to see. It is rare that Serral uses one of the maps in a series to cheese. The reason for this is because I believe his win rate in standard games is so ridiculously high that it's just kind of a weird risk. But in best of 5s, best of 7s, we do see him do it every now and again. Because I feel like he believes he has enough maps to make up for it then, you know, if it goes wrong. He's not someone that has the balls to cheese, but if you're playing like a best of 69, yeah, might as well play a single cheese in one of those games. And we're going to start with 12 pools. Actually, theoretically, it's working already. So we're opening up with a no scout out of hero. This was even gas before gateway. This is the greediest way of playing in Protoss versus Zerg, and the least likely that you're actually going to hold anything. Sometimes we see a scout post cybernetic score or post nexus. Actually, it's always post cybernetic score, very rarely post nexus. And it will just be too late. It's going to be really freaking difficult. We even get the drone pool out of Serral. This is not common at all. We do not see this every single day. And it should just be successful. So the goal here is to kill this Pylon before anything can come out. And the thing for Hero is that you're going to go back. You're going to start your simulator. You're going to start your second Pylon. Usually by the time that this hits, you're not even really going to have like anything available to start anything here. Like you need to cancel a probe to get your Zealot out, and you're just going to lose your Pylon instantly. Just GG. Serral takes the second map as well with a quick 12-foot cheese. And that brings us to game number 3, in which we do see a bit of a worker scout here. I think one of the best things you can do after you get 12 pooled like that is to no scout the next game, because I actually can't remember the last time Serral 12 pooled twice in a row. I don't think he's ever done that in his entire life. Like there's just zero shot, even if it worked. He just doesn't do it. Because which idiot would no scout after 12 pooling? And you should be that idiot. Because then you have a little bit more cash. Alright, nice control here out of Hero. Did not manage to get the block off, by the way. Playing on Sandworm. So Maestros of the game, the tournament, is added in a couple of these maps. Sandworm being one of the ones that has seen some play in this tournament already. I saw it in Clem versus Rogue as well. And now here between Serral and Hero. Stargate comes down. Warp gate on the way. What are we doing with our adepts? No Chronos. And a patrol over here on the potential third base. Serral, by the way, doesn't seem interested in this base at all. Which is very odd, I might say. 36. Double queen. Huh? Double queen gas mining. Hey, this is extremely uncommon. I don't quite know what this is for. So we have this Overlord that's just kind of moping about. Are we gonna go straight into lair tech here? Like we have so much gas in the bank. I think it's straight lair, right? 315 lair. Okay, so there's a couple of options here. We could see 2-base Hydra. Oh, this Serral has played like 2-base roach crap in the past. It always looked extremely bad, but for whatever reason he kind of liked it. So we have 2 queens per base, which means spores can be skipped for a little longer. We'll need to come out when the second air unit comes out, of course. 1 lift of a Phoenix plus the Oracle showing up could clear a lot of workers otherwise. There we go. Spores going down, 348. We have extra gases on the way? Not yet. Gases should come down right now if that is something that we'd want. We have 4 queens out. I am so freaking curious. Hero must be kind of confused here as well, seeing this third base timing. Gets a third Stargate unit. We'll need to throw down I think a Twilight Council ASAP. Oracle goes in, sees the lair. Okay, it's going to be a Hydra then, Rush. I have never seen Serral do this. I guess it's going to be a Hydra Ling all-in. This is kind of like my Hydra Ling all-in. 40 drones. It is of 3 gas though, so one of the things that often happens when you play these types of builds is that the resource that you start lacking first is going to be gas. you want a bunch of Hydras. Unless you don't want Hydras. Oh. In a way, this build is kind of like a queen walk. I know this sounds stupid, but hear me out here. Big stasis ward, by the way. Actually, he's gonna clear a lot of mining here. This is a Ling queen walk, except with Hydras. So the only job of the job of the Hydra here is not to kill the Protoss. The job of the Hydra is to make sure that the Lings don't die against the Oracles. They are basically queens here in the mix. They are just queens here in the mix. As 4 Adepts are going to finish up their shade, they see the Hydras over here. They have a second Stargate right now. This is such a weird defense. Hero has decided to hold a Hydra all in by building more Oracles and Cannons, which might theoretically be possible given the fact that this is only off of 3 gases. Serral's build order choice here is going to bite him in the bum at least a little bit. Oh, that has to be very frustrating. No cancel there on that base. This Oracle comes back home. 5 Oracles will be out with loads of energy available on them as well. And I don't think with 7-8 Hydras you're going to be capable of doing anything here. Look at this. Look how patient Hero is being. He's going to shade on top of these Hydras. One of them gets taken out instantly. We get a lift here as well. Yeah. And what now? I think that's just it. I think that's just game. There is nothing that Serral can do. He doesn't have the gas behind this. Oracles are going to continue chasing this, and GG is going to get caught. What seemed like a cute little build order to deny a double Oracle into Blink ended up just getting blasted by a mass Oracle start here out of Hero. I think that last game will probably discourage Serral from ever doing anything creative ever again. Yeah, he gets out of his lane, you know, a single time, and he instantly gets hit, poof, by another car. It's like he's okay, back in the standard lane, you know. Good lord. I feel bad for him. I guess he won the game with the 12 pool, but it was a cute build. It actually was a cute idea. 7-8 Hydras, walk across the map. You hit really fast. You don't wait for like these higher Hydra numbers. You just freaking pump this guy full with Ling Hydra. That is the plan. It's a very simple plan. It is relatively low draw count. There's a fake third base there. Would this work if the opponent doesn't take a third? No. Does it work if the opponent does take a third and has more than 1 battery? Probably also no, but I mean, it's freaking Serral. I'm sure there's a reason why he played this build. Sadly, it didn't work for him because his opponent went double Stargate Mass Oracle. And this is one of those games where you feel like 2 cool builds get wasted in a single game, you know? I would have loved to see double Stargate Oracle as an opener. Hell yeah. That would have been sick in a standard game. And I would have loved to see that Hydra Ling all in as well in a standard game, but instead they face off and we get a 6-minute fizzle fest on freaking Sandworm. Unbelievable. All right, Serral. What else do you have for us? What other tricks do you have up your sleeve, you beautiful Finnish man? That is one hell of a wall as well. Freaking Hero. Okay, Adept, no chrono. Love to see it. This is one of the things, by the way, that a lot of Protoss players have been doing, where if they don't get the block off on the natural, they're not even pretending anymore that we're going to deal any damage at all with our Adept. So you just throw an extra chrono boost on workers. It's like, come on, like, who the hell are we tricking with the double Adept shade in if these bases aren't split? Like, even if these bases are split, we hardly get any damage, but absolutely zero chance, my friends. Zero chance you're getting any damage against freaking Serral with this crap. Especially because he's playing second queen before third hatchery as well. Like, you're just not getting any damage done. It's simply not possible anymore. Doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist, let me tell you. Probe is just going to chill over here. Make sure that no Lings run by. No Lings will run by because Serral has decided not to send them out. Another Phoenix first here, out of Hero. What the hell? We're cooking something, let me tell you. I don't know what it is that we're cooking, but it is something special. Oh, talking about cooking stuff. While we're waiting for this game to kick off. So I've been a big fan of I think they're called Szechuan peppers. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. Szechuan peppers. It's like the ones that make your tongue feel all like tingly and a bit numb. I'm a big fan of them. In you know, like a lot of Chinese dishes. When we went to Chongqing, I had a lot of the food there as well with them in, and I freaking love that stuff. So I ordered some of the oil and some of just of the dried peppers as well, and I got it. And I'm also a big fan of an Italian pasta, which is like the angry, I think it's called angry tomato or something like that, arrabbiata. And it's usually with like some chili peppers in there, like a tomato-based sauce. And I was like, I wonder what the hell happens if you put these Szechuan peppers in there. So I Googled a recipe and I found like a video online of some dude cooking this, like a well-edited video, had 57 views. I watched it 3 times, so now it has 60 views. And I made it and it was freaking delicious. Like it had everything that you wanted. Like you can't feel your tongue anymore. I spent the day after, like about 40% of the day on the toilet because my stomach was hurting so much. It was beautiful. Exactly the experience we wanted. And I had pasta. And one day I hope to travel to Italy and feed this to Italians and see how fast they will stab me. So a new item on my bucket list. That's just what I wanted to share with you guys. As we have pretty much entered the early stages of the mid game right now, we're going to go for... Oh my god. Dude, the hero is actually freaking cooked in the head. It is... I wonder what happens when we put this guy on there, like the... You know, in the is it an MRI machine? Like the brain imaging? I would freaking love to see that. Like, he might just be missing certain parts of the brain and has, like, double of the creativity one. You know, like 2 prefrontal cortexes. I don't know which part is the creative, but that is that one. Like, this guy has no amygdala. He's not afraid. He has no fight or flight. He skipped the lizard brain part. This guy's an absolute genius. He's opening up with charge. Does he have a prism? Is there a prism here? There's no prism. So he's going like naked charge while building 8 adepts and then double robo Colossus Immortal. This has to be the single weirdest build that I've seen in a very long time come out of a Protoss player. So usually I always try to kind of figure out what the reasoning is behind build orders. But when we look at Hero, I've kind of just given up. I don't know if there is a reason for the build order. I can try and describe to you guys what it will be good against. This will be very good if Serral decides to get no Vipers and no Lurkers. Sadly, Serral right now is going into Hive. And probably, yeah, he's getting range +2. So most likely he's going to run a Lurker then. So that means that Hero needs to hit within the next 60 seconds. Given that Thermal Lens will take another 70 seconds. I mean, yeah, Vipers aren't done immediately. They need like a minute. You need to build them. Then you need to suck your Hive for some energy. Or a hatchery or an extractor or whatever. Get a Templar Archives as well. More gateways. How many gates are we going to build here? 8? 8 gateways. We're also not doing pure Colossus, by the way. This is Immortal Colossus. It's actually just a single Colossus and then Immortals. So one Colossus plus range and then Immortals. This is starting to make less and less sense. I'm absolutely loving this. You have a Templar Archives coming in and a Fleet Beacon. Hero has now constructed every single tech structure except for the Dark Shrine, while we're on 7 bases. 7 bases? On 4 bases? 3 bases, good lord. 3 bases, 7 minutes into the game. Wow, that took a while. 2 Vipers are now coming out. I do wonder what the Robo Bay is for. Is it like a safety in case the opponent decides to move in with like Hydra Ling? It feels like Thermal Lens is a bit much then, isn't it? Okay, he cancelled that. Okay. So I guess this is if you're playing against like Hydra Ling, he says, I want a Colossus. And I want to be capable of getting range. And otherwise, I'm just massing freaking Immortals and Storm. You know what? I don't mind this build order. It seems like a flexible build order. And Hero seems to have like an idea of what he wants to do with it. Like, if X, then Y. And if A, then B. I don't know how many paths he has, you know, that he can walk down, but he's going to get fast Tempest as well. This is just a single Stargate, by the way. Usually we see this off of double Stargate. We also have a second Forge coming in. Hero is thinking to himself, you know what I could really use? Another building that requires gas to build stuff. That is not what he needs. He's also getting +1 air weapons. He's getting +2 attack, Storm, Blink. Why the hell are we getting Blink right now? This is actually one of the craziest tech patterns I've seen in my life. Serral decides to attack here with Roach Hydra. I think Serral was expecting Colossus. Serral scouted, probably saw the Robo-Bay or saw the Colossus and was like, oh, I don't think I'll need lurkers here. But he definitely does need lurkers here. Well, not with these types of freaking abducts. What the hell? Serral is cooking here, man. He actually is going to walk in and kill the guy. That would be extremely sad. Another Immortal's going to get taken out. Vipers do move back. So it's probably going to end up getting cleaned up. Still 2 Immortals pumping those Roaches and Hydras chock full with Immortal Cannons, or whatever the hell they shoot. Single Tempest has finished. Mothership on the way. Ooh, Ultra Cavern. Interesting call, given the fact that the opponent is boosting Immortals out of 2 Robos. Like, Ultras are kind of nice against Stalker Colossus compositions, or against, like, Archon Zealot Templar. But the moment there's more than 2 Immortals, the Ultra kind of falls off pretty hard. And when I say kinda, I mean it completely falls off pretty hard. It is a insane unit. When there's no Immortals, and it's a terrible unit when there are Immortals. Do have a 6th base on the way already for Serral. It's going to be up about I would say 2 bases, but he's not mining from this one yet. He's not mining from this either. So actually we're even bases right now. We get a run by 5 cannons. What do we have over here? Our entire army dealing with some Roaches, fat stasis that our good friend Serral walked into as well. Oh, here comes a Viper up the duct. Can we get one? Floop. Yes, come to Papa. There comes the Immortal. Had to be pulled in twice, but pulled in he did. This Zealot Prism is going to move towards the left side. I don't think it's actually going to commit here, is it? Yeah. I mean, Hero sees all of this. He's like, he'll know what's kicking off. We have an Overlord that's going to come in, maybe for a scout. Ooh, Serral forgets to continue moving. Hero also forgets to continue moving. So both players forgot something here. Serral really going to put 20 supply here, just kind of hanging out. Waiting for the Prism to fly in. I think he might. Might also succeed. We have Infestors, Hydra Lunge. Chitin is plating coming in right now. 6th base is done. We have drones that are being... Oh, I love this. I love when Zergs make good calls. And this is definitely a good call. However, this attack, perhaps not the greatest call I've ever seen in my life. Serral is considering turning around, by the way, and grabbing one of these Colossus into the Roach Hydra army. Thank God he didn't, because he has a tiny looking army over there. Did the Prism die? I think the Prism died. Oh, big sad. Yeah, this army is significantly better right now for a hero, no? If these guys fight, isn't Serral just completely cooked? Not to be negative, but I'm extremely negative about this setup right now. A lot of Templar are being sniped here. We still have 5 Templar in the back, though. These Roaches and Hydras are gonna get blasted. Like, what do you even rebuild? He's actually gonna go for Ultra Infestor Viper. Is there a Neural yet? There's no Neural. How many Immortals do we have? We have 5 Immortals. Not enough to deal with this amount of Ultras, by the way. We're going to need slightly more. Yeah, the Zealot Rumba is going to go into the natural as well. Base gets blasted. This base probably is going to get blasted too. Adrenal... Ooh, not here. Hey, no Adrenal. These links are without their crack. Someone hand these links some freaking crack. They do not perform as well without. Yes, here come the Overseers. Vipers coming in as well. Good couple of feedbacks, but the Fungal plus Blinding Cloud is putting in some work here as well. Ultra's actually moving further forward. Do we have enough Anti-Air to deal with the Tempest? No, we don't. But the Ultras absolutely clean up the ground. Bad fight for Hero. Gets pushed back. Still has a pretty big army, by the way. 8 Tempest out with 2 more on the way. The quick math kits under us, that's going to be 10 Tempest total. If you only have 6 Hydras, it's probably not going to be good enough. Ultra or Oracle's also actually dealing a lot of damage against these Ultras. 5th base is going to get cleared. Maybe 2 more Ultras will fall, maybe 1 more Ultra will fall. And 1 Ultra went down. The rest will survive. More Hydras in production as we get air weapons as well out of our Zerg player. 10 Overlords on the way at once. Must have lost a bunch of Overseers here to the Tempest. Hero not having a 5th base though is a real pity. This base is being harassed by an Oracle, hate to see it. Cell is being cleared as well. The Ultra returns back into the middle. Serral is a magician. He's actually much cooler than a magician. I don't dislike magicians, but I've seen very many magicians in my time. I've only seen a single Serral. A Serral can make... He does actual, real magic, you know? He doesn't need any tools for it either. He doesn't need a deck of cards. His tools are the mouse and a keyboard. The Prestige would have been very different with Serral in it. Let me tell you that much. Confusing movie as well. Actually, it's one of my least favorite things in life. When you're consuming a piece of media and you're not aware of the fact that there's going to be magic in it. Or aliens. I'm gonna spoil some popular media right now, but in the Prestige, that was extremely frustrating. And also, I once read a Stephen King book, which is called Under the Dome. And it's like this intriguing, like a corrupt local politician, and there's a dome, and it's freaking great. It's a great book. I was enjoying it, and then this book is 1,000 pages, and then 800 pages in, the solution to all of the problems is freaking aliens. I was so upset right at that moment. I actually couldn't believe it, how upset I was. I googled Stephen King so I could print out a picture so I knew, you know, which face to hate in the future. So we get a pretty big fight over here. So once again it's gonna come in. Ooh, fat fungal here on top of this army. Another fat fungal on top of it. Dude, he's hitting all of the fungal. Storm's also connecting with a lot of these corruptors though, but he's getting gutted. Getting destroyed. Getting clowned upon by Serral. Somehow, some way. Ultra Hydra Infestor Corruptor. I mean, I think the immortal count overall is just too low. I think it's one of the main issues. I didn't even see how many immortals there were there. But I think the Tempest count was slightly too high and immortal count too low. So the real thing that you want to focus on when you're fighting against Ultras is killing the Ultras. And it sounds, you know, like a pretty logical play, but just dealing with the Ultra army. Like the Corruptors, they don't actually kill anything. We don't give a crap about them. If in the end you get like 15 immortals in your army, your opponent has like 12 Ultras, you're going to beat them. Like Archon, Immortal, Templar, plus a Mothership, like you're going to walk over these Ultra armies. But if you don't have the Ultra count, like these fights can look very, very one-sided. And the Tempest in the air, they're great over longer periods of time if you can shoot from a distance, but at like an engagement that lasts 5 to 10 seconds, it's not great. Oh my god, it's going to go for Ultralist Drop Harass. I haven't seen this in years. Overseer is being constructed as well over here. Double Zealot Run by coming in. This drop is going to deal loads of damage to these gateways. I wonder what's being recalled. It's kind of a ragtag group of units here. We'll probably be capable of dealing with this though. Like Immortals in the back, look at this. These Ultras are disappearing. At the same time we have an attack on the right side. Serral's like, thank you for recalling away from the last mining base. Thank god you saved your gateway though. Wouldn't want to have lost one of them. I mean, a hero needs to make a call there, right? And there's no real correct call in that way, so... Yeah, I understand it. Immortals are kiting back as they're actually doing an okay job against these Ultras. The problem is just losing 24 workers here. It means you're losing a significant portion of your income. Losing the Mothership is also very frustrating. Heroes trying to get a surround on these Ultras, not quite working. Kills one more. 80 army supply to 124. What else do we have? 6 more Ultras coming in. Two Infestors, a Viper, finally Neural Parasite. I feel like Serral could have probably gotten that a bit faster, especially against higher Archon counts. It is very useful to have some borrowed Infestors with Neural, because then these Archons, they tank against the Immortals, and they do a lot of damage against the Zealots as well. So it's just a great thing to have fighting on your side, you know? You invest 2 supply, you get a 4 supply unit back. Yeah, it's a pretty decent deal. You're taking it away from your opponent. That is a great deal. Lingram by now coming in. Serral believes he can do this. I don't think you can get anything done here. You can see your opponent moving back. You have these speed zones. Absolutely no shot. This base is going to get cancelled, or the potential of that base is going to get cancelled. The idea of that base is going to get cancelled. Do we have another drop heading into the main? Perhaps we will. Gold base has been sniped, by the way. Serral hasn't expanded to the left. What else are we doing here? Ladies and gentlemen, Please. Oh, Link's now coming out. Gonna go to the top right. This is gonna be a cancel, by the way. This is gonna be a cancel. Army supplies are 114 to 132. Serral is up there. We have 12 Ultras to just the 7 Immortals. Don't think it's gonna be good enough. And here come the Neurals, potentially. Yep, there we go. Neural. As the Archons are being taken over. Even a single Immortal here being put into the mix. And some of these Archons actually being pushed out of range of the Neural Parasite. Very frustrating as the Ultras continue moving in forward. They're getting a pretty decent fight, though. Yeah. Immortals, if they shoot, man, they deal so well with these Ultralists. The problem for Hero is that he has no reinforcements. We have 9 Ultras on the way right now for Heroes. Serral's gonna move in. Believes he can do it. And with this Link flank, I also believe that he can do it. He's going to blast everything that Hero still has. And will be taking game number 4 here as well. After he failed Hydra in the previous game, he said, you know what? We'll take it to the late, baby. And in the late, I reign supreme. And that is something that Hero will need to come to terms with. He warps in one more time. Mothership. What is that? 6 Zealots and 2 Templar in a Prism. Good luck, my dear friend. But you're gonna need a little bit more than this. Storms are okay. Corruptors are gonna be chasing this army back as GG gets called. And Serral puts himself on match point. And in our 5th game, which is potentially going to be the last, we have a successful hedge block out of Hero, which means that the natural base is over on the 3rd base location, and Serral will need to have to deal with this. We're going to actually get a chrono as well. I'm expecting double chrono here. It is possible that it's not going to be double chrono, and it's just going to be single chrono, like a little loser, but I know Hero, and he's a double chrono kind of guy. You know, he can put it in there. He'll put it in there. He's also running very aggressively across the map. He is going for it. 2 Links coming across. Often makes it difficult to send both of these across. Okay. Ooh, chrono at the probes. Okay, I was wrong. I really expected a double chrono. Serral, he's responding accurately though. Look at this. Now he's going to get a couple of extra drone or extra links. He's going to go up to 6 here, but he saw no second chrono on there. He's not going to be, you know, overly caring about any of this stuff. Pulls away the drone in time. Second drone will have to turn into a spore. And that adept gets absolutely nothing done but force a single spore. Adept moving towards the left right now as well. And life is feeling good. This is a good response. Ooh, creep tumor quickly in the main. Watch out, look at that. So there was inject into tumor, I think. Or was this even tumor first? I'm not entirely sure. A lot of creep spread. Serral was insane at spreading creep, by the way. Like, he is legitimately so freaking fast. It is painful to watch at times. So we're gonna get a second queen in the main base as well. Double adept now show up. Serral sees this and has 5 links in position to deal with it, as well as double queens. Oracle's gonna show up here too. This is not gonna be a finish. There's legit a 0 chance. 3rd queen coming in, as well as that spore. And here comes Serral. He wants to make contact with that Oracle, say hello, throw some darts at it. Oracle really doesn't get anything done. We're just gonna follow this Oracle for a little bit longer, see what is going to be possible over here. It's like, are you gonna be capable of getting any kills? Ooh, maybe get a kill on that tumor. Yep, it's gonna activate for it. A little bit of damage on a queen. I mean, this is not really what Oracles are made for, if I'm being real with you guys. Double Oracle now out. Forge, Twilight. Curious to see what the follow-up is going to be. So you have a Stalker that's being sent over here into the Overlord area. Definitely wants to get that kill. Warps in one more Stalker. And this kind of betrays where his mind is at. And his mind most likely is going to be into Blink. So I'm really shocked to see this Roach Arm, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Oh, it's Charge. What the hell? Oh my god. I'm not sure who's smarter, Serral or Hero. Oh, I love this. So you show double Stalker, and I think 90% of the Zerg players would feel comfortable to make the call that this is going to be a Blink Stalker attack. And if you're fighting against Blink Stalker, you don't want Roaches or a Roach Worm, because Roaches actually kind of suck. Like, they're not good against Stalkers. You want Links, and you want +1 melee. Serral, however, says, you know, It is possible that because you build 2 Stalkers that you're going to be playing Mass Stalker, but you could also just be faking me out. Just show 2 Stalkers, kill my Overlord, and then actually transition into something else, like Glaives or you know, Mass Charge Slot. And if that's the case, I actually think I will need Roaches. And he throws down that Roach Warren pretty quickly, may I add. Gets the +1 range as well, and indeed Hero is going for charge. So a failed mind game here out of Hero, who's pulled out of gas in the natural, has a fake gas. Or sorry, pulled out of gas in the main, has a fake gas in the natural. Serral hasn't fallen for his dirty tricks though. These have been some very dirty tricks. They're extremely dirty. They're nasty, these tricks. Stasis Ward comes in. It's not going to get the connection here. Maybe he's going to try again into the main base right now. Love to see it. It's not going to get a connection either. Not a whole lot happening on the map right now. As Queen Plus Drone's going to get captured. Caught in a trap. Gas is being taken over on the 3rd base. Oh my god, this is such a crazy fake. He is really committing to this play, isn't he? Look at this. Serral's going to scout the gases on the 3rd base. And he's going to be like, oh, there's no units. It's probably Fast Templar, right? Like, you see this, and it's like, okay, gases. Look at this! 10 drones! The double gas! The double fake gas. I mean, they're real, because he's going to mine from them, most likely. But he's not mining from the main or the natural. He's now mining from the main a little bit. And here come the Zealots. These 10 drones are insane. Oracle keeping vision in the middle as well. And now Serral's like, wait a second. Why is that Oracle in the middle? What the hell is going on? He's building Hydras. He's not building extra Roaches, which is what you want against these Zealots. And we have so many freaking Zealots right now. This is one of the worst attacks that Hero could do. This is terrible if his opponent was building Roaches. But Serral is not building Roaches because Hero sold the story. He sold the story to Serral. And Serral, he wanted to believe, man. He wanted to believe. You know, he wanted to wake up the princess with the kiss. You know, no more sleep for you, Snow White. Does Snow White sleep? I don't even know, but Serral definitely is about to go to sleep as the Zealots with +1 show up. 23 still alive. There is nothing here for Serral. Hero with a beautiful, pure strategical win. A pure strategical win. This had nothing to do with mechanical prowess or great harass in the early game and leveraging that into a win. No, this was Hero saying, hey, if I am smarter than you, if I can outbrain you, I'm going to pick up a map over here. And Serral is so impressed that he types out the GG 2 times. Absolutely crazy mind games there out of Hero. You love to see it. Very, very effective at it. And I said, this time's open up with a double Stalker into Twilight build order. Triple Workers in gas, so usually indicates a Dark Shrine, but if there's one thing I've learned in life is to never judge a book by its cover. Especially if that book is called Hero and he plays Protoss. Because this guy, he's a surprising book. The contents might surprise you. Stalker into Adept. This is one of these things that is not actually a build order. That is considered standard. Doesn't mean it's bad necessarily. The thing about Hero is, and I think we also saw that in the last game, is that Hero is capable of throwing in anything, right? It could be a Tempest Rush, and you don't want your 10 Roaches against that. Or it could be a 30 Zealot save up, and you do want Roaches against it. Like, it is hard to make the call. So this could be Stalker into Oracle, and as a result, Serral's building a really fast Spore. This is not what you want. Despite it giving detection against DTs, you don't want it this early. It costs you a lot of mining time. It's quite expensive. Serral also built a crap ton of links. I think to cancel a 3rd base, but there's not going to be a fast 3rd base. So these links, unless they get some Stalker kills here, are going to be extremely useless. They're going to have... They're pointless. No point. Please stay home, Hero. You don't need this. You don't need this, brother. You don't need this. Is there a recall available? Oh, I just chrono boosted. No, yeah, recall over here, but I think it's too late already. Okay, going to lose both of these Stalkers as a result. We'll need to rewall. Behind all of this, though, 16 more links on the way. Hello, where are our spores? There's no spores. There is a Roach Warren on the way. 35 workers here. Against 39. If Hero manages to kill a base, if Hero manages to kill 5-6 workers, this game is super favorable for him. Extremely favorable for him, may I say. Okay, he's gonna go into the 3rd base. Clears 1 queen. No, doesn't clear a queen. Oh. Main base and natural now have spores building, but are not going to be done. Spore takes, what, 21 or 27 seconds? I'm never sure. 21 seconds, okay. Get the redrop into the main base. Oh, this main base is so insecure. Triple DT on hold position here would have won the game. Of course, Hero can't know that. Or won the game, would have at least done him a lot of good. In the end, he's really not going to get a whole lot done. You know, leave it to Serral to defend the DT rush with a single spore ready. That is pretty crazy. Sure, he got lucky that Hero didn't decide to split up DTs or, you know, drop one here and one onto the high ground. Now we're going to get a counterattack. I don't think that this third base is going to be capable of surviving here. It's going to cost you a couple of links, but it's well worth the cancel on that third. 100 minerals, as well as the lost mining time from oversaturation in main and natural. We're going to get Shadow Stride. Like Hero is... I don't... Yeah. He's a player. What the hell are we going to do here, Hero? You tell me, buddy. You know what? This sounds really stupid, what I'm about to say. But I believe that if you're opening up with DT drop and you go into Shadow Stride, you still should go for Archons. So 4 of these DTs should turn into Archons because that is what the Zerg player expects. I think it hits much harder if you have Archons. So you fly around with your Prism over here and you're just clearing... You're clearing creep tumors. I don't think the Zerg is going to expect you to also blink onto your spore onto the third base, right? I just don't think that's going to be very common. This is crazy, though. This will work. This will work. Spore goes down. Look at that. 2 queens will get snatched here as well. Can we get hold position in the drones? Ooh, Serral manages to escape here. This hatchery is going to get taken out. More stuff being warped into the main base. These are adepts. Nothing else. Can we get some more drone kills? Please get some more drone kills. Oh, it would be so sweet. We can move over towards this topside base, by the way. I don't think Hero's aware of it. Instead, he's going to clear some creep. If he would have cleared this base as well, I think the only thing Serral could do here is pretty much an all-in with roaches. Even now, his position is extremely bad. Yes, there is a lot of roaches and not so much stuff maybe for Hero, but what are you going to do? Walk across the map with your 16 roaches against 9 DTs that are still out as well? I don't think you can. I know that you can't. It's not just I think that you can't. I know that you can't. A bit more creep here that I would love for Hero to clear. It's not doing it so far. It's a Robo Bay. Potentially for Disruptors. I would not love to see Colossus against this. So Roach Ravager is kind of a decent composition until the Protoss player gets to 140, 150 supply. Especially like if Storm is out, Roaches become really, really bad. Against Colossus, it feels like they have a little bit more breeding room because Colossus don't deal a lot of damage to Roaches. Like Colossus versus Marauders, like, oh no, I can take 35 swipes of the Colossus. How terrible that he's swiping me right now. Like, that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Gonna go up to 8 gateways. Burrow coming in as well, and usually it's a package deal. Burrow together with tunneling claws, but we're not seeing the tunneling quite yet. It's going to be second Evo. So I think what's going to happen here is Serral will play a kind of mid-economy Roach Ravager, hope for his opponent to all-in, or hope that he can maybe out-multitask his opponent. We might even see drops, although I'm not certain about that. Do we have OV speed? We do have OV speed. Could see drops. Yeah, 10 more drones. I think that will be the last of it. Just seeing the second Evo come in rather than an infestation pit makes me believe that Serral is going to be very Roach Ravager heavy rather than, let's say, go into like try to rush out Vipers or Lurkers. So I'm not expecting many more workers from here on out. Like I really think this is kind of it in a way. So this is pretty much what Serral wants, right? He wants his opponent to attack into him. Say like, hey, come attack. Because Serral is roach maxing. He's roach maxing off 77 workers. He can take slightly worse trades and be okay. Because he has slightly more workers than his opponents. But he's going to need to deal some damage. Here comes the counterattack. Ooh, it's going to get caught. No blink forward. Serral moves towards the far left right now. And this is moving towards the far right. Here we go, a couple of no zoning biles actually. He's just gonna go for the batteries. Serral believes he can fight this. I'm not so sure if he can. Good pick up there on the Archon. It's like legit 1 HP remaining. Run by roaches here. Pure Stalker should be dealing with this. And then the main army stays on the left side. Ooh. I think this is a bad split. This should be reversed. This absolutely should be reversed. Stalkers against low counts of roaches are very good, and Colossus Archon Immortal versus this force would have been quite neat too. This is a very weird split. I'm not a fan of this. Hero's losing more than he should, because he should not really be losing anything. A couple of Biles actually connecting with probes as well as with Stalkers at the same time. And Serral takes a very efficient engagement so far. Has a burrow here on these roaches. I'm just going to snipe this cannon most likely. There we go. No cancel on this either. Doesn't get the pylon though. Does get to escape. And Serral just wants to trade because he's maxed out. So he's looking for opportunities to make something happen. This split is really freaking awkward. It actually is really freaking awkward. It should be good enough. Hero just needs to stay defensive. Cannot afford to walk into this concave. Hero now is going to pull his army in here altogether, but we still have a left side force as well. Pylons are being taken out. This side of the army is also being blasted. Hero with some extremely poor pre-splitting. Extremely poor understanding of as to what is going on. Has 2 observers, but is not using them for vision, despite there being no anti-air in this force. Serral believes he's dealt enough damage at this point, by the way, as he throws down an infestation pit. He's going to have the tunneling claws to win some more time if he needs to. I mean, this was serious damage. Now we're going to get a pull towards the right side. We have 2 observers here with this left side army, none for spotting. And Hero is moving out on the map towards the far left. Well, Serral says, hey, I think I can kill your 3rd base. And you know what? I actually think Serral might be capable of killing this 4th base. Immortal in a little bit of trouble. Immortal's gonna die. Colossus gets pulled towards the back. Control with this army is good out of it. Well, actually, that wasn't good. But before that was quite decent out of Hero. The problem is just that his pre-splits have been so bad. His army splitting has been extremely mediocre. He's going to be blinking in forward here. He still has a very powerful force. Look at this. 3 Immortals, 3 Colossus. Like, that packs a punch against Roach Ravager. We're now at the type of army composition where Roaches just can't really hold a candle to this army anymore. Like, they suck. It's 21 Roach versus 3 Immortals, 3 Colossus, 6 Stalkers. That should be good for this army. That should be great for this force. 53 workers to 73. So we have 3 Roaches being sent out across as well. Serral having the clarity of mind that potentially the only thing that can win him the game is a run by killing a bunch of workers, because he knows he's going to lose some bases and he's going to lose some drones. Right now he's still up in mining, but for how much longer is that going to be the case? He'll also trade significantly worse than his opponent, of course. So these guys are going underground into that 3rd base. This hatchery is going to be toast as a couple of Biles gonna connect there. As at the same time, these roaches are getting quite a bit of damage done as well. More Biles connecting into this army. Pretty poor micro, honestly, out of Hero. Way too deep onto creep. Drone pool came in, comes in clutch. Colossus still stay alive. Can we get a snipe on one of them? New Immortal shows up as well. Don't forget, we still have these two bad boys killing 12 workers total over here, which is a huge deal to me. This army, however, is going to survive most likely. He sends them across the map. He warps in 2 Stalkers. And leaves these 2. 14 kills total across these 3 Roaches. 14 kills total. Without that happening, by the way, may I add, without that happening, Hero could have just gone back home right now. It would be 4 base against 4 base. Hell, if he had killed this base, he can still just go home. Because then he's up a base and he's going to be even in workers. And he has better tech. The worst call Hero can make right now is go across, is continue pushing in. Not killing this base is a dark thing. Like, in Hero's mind, he knows it's here. He knows it's here. He must believe Serral has a really big bank, but that doesn't make sense because Serral doesn't play like he has a big bank. Good pick up there though with the prism. Hero's micro is absolutely insane. Yes, he walks into Biles every now and again, but the pickup micro is very, very stellar. His positioning tends to be good. That blink forward was wild. I do not approve of that. This is why I never compliment Hero while he can hear you. Good lord. Oh, Immortal gets sniped there as well. This is actually really sloppy. Colossus in some trouble here too. 10 more workers are going down, this time in the natural. Look at this. That is what, 24 kills? 26 kills total out of 3 Roaches. That is perhaps too much damage. More damage than they're allowed to deal usually. And now I think Hero is in trouble. It's going to be 4 base versus 4 base. But the worker count is not 4 base versus 4 base. The worker count is, well, 2.5 base versus 1 base pretty much. And that is not good. That is absolutely not good. We're going to get 4 Stalker attack over here. into this area. See if we can get some kills going. DT moving towards the far right. I'm just having a difficult time seeing how Hero is going to come out of here. That is legitimately very sad to me, because Hero had such a great start, then had a very poor mid-game phase, then with a desperation attack managed to practically kill Serral, except for this far right side base. And I guess now he is in trouble. Like, he's rebuilding workers again, which is, you know, good news for all of us. But man, did Serral outplay him hard here. Boy, did Serral outplay him hard. Yeah, I got some pickups over here. 5 drones did fall. That's just pure roach versus pure probe. Like, this looks really fun if you're here. It's like, oh, like I'm killing 3, 4, 5 drones and I'm building a lot of stuff behind it. But he has 6 stalkers at home. Serral has infinite roaches, so yikes. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's going to be tough. Serral runs in here and is going to be picking up the win here on Ultraloft, most likely. As I mean, there's nothing really stopping Serral from taking this W. Get the blink towards the right side. You have a counter attack with DT and Stalker, which is actually a cool idea. I love that, but it's not going to be good enough. GG gets called. Serral wins this series with a 4-2 score after some great build orders out of Hero. Sadly wasn't capable of bringing it home. It's going to be it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe button. I'll see all of you next time. New video. Bye-bye.